The message arrived while she was in the shower. Steam fogged the mirror. Water ran. Normal sounds. Safe sounds. Her phone lit up on the counter. I wasn't snooping. I wasn't searching. It vibrated once, just enough to be noticed. A name I didn't recognize. A single line of text. "Did you tell him yet?" I stared at the screen longer than necessary, like time itself might blink first. My reflection looked calm, detached, almost bored. Inside, something tightened, slowly, precisely, like a wire being pulled taut behind my ribs. The shower stopped. I placed the phone exactly where it had been, same angle, same silence. She stepped out wrapped in a towel, smiling the way she always did, familiar, practiced. A smile meant to reassure me that nothing in the world was wrong. I nodded back. We kissed. Her lips were warm. Her lie was warmer. That night she slept easily, one arm across my chest, breathing deep, trusting. I stayed awake, counting the spaces between her breaths. Someone else already knew the truth, and I was the last one invited to it. I told myself it was nothing, a coworker, a cousin, a misunderstanding shaped by exhaustion. Denial is efficient, it keeps life moving, but small fractures began to appear. Hairline cracks you only see when light hits them at the wrong angle. She guarded her phone now, face down, always on silent. Her stories shortened, edges smoothed too carefully, names replaced with someone and just work. And then there was him, not a ghost, not a stranger, a presence. He appeared in conversations accidentally, too casually, a man who existed just enough to be remembered, never enough to be questioned. He helped me with something. He knows about that. Knows about what? One night she laughed at something I hadn't said. I watched the laugh travel across her face and realized it wasn't meant for me. That was when the thought finally settled in. She wasn't hiding something, she was sharing it, just not with me. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is emotional. Emotion is sloppy. Instead, I observed. I memorized patterns, timelines, gaps. I requested phone records under the guise of a billing issue. I cross-checked dates with her late nights. I learned how often a name appears before it becomes familiar. Too often. I followed without following, not physically, digitally, logically. Social media tells stories people forget they're telling. Tagged photos, overlapping locations, comments deleted too late. He wasn't hiding. He didn't need to, because he thought I didn't exist the way I did. My hands stayed steady, my voice stayed warm. I kissed her goodbye every morning like a man who believed. Inside, I cataloged everything. Love teaches you how to care. Betrayal teaches you how to calculate. At night, she asked if something was wrong. I said no, and meant something else. The proof arrived on a Tuesday. An email, clean, clinical, undeniable. Timelines aligned, messages archived, photos time-stamped, a life overlapping mine with surgical precision. He hadn't just known her, he had known her better. He knew her fears, her doubts, her plans, things she told me she was still figuring out. I printed everything. Paper feels more final. That evening I placed the stack on the table between us. No accusation, no raised voice, just evidence. She flipped through the pages slowly, as if reading them might change their meaning. Then she looked up. "How long?" she whispered. I shrugged. "Long enough." Her face collapsed inward. Guilt rushed out of her in apologies. I didn't stop. I didn't need them. I already had the truth. I didn't ask why. Why is for people who want repair. Instead, I told her what I had already done. I had forwarded the evidence, not to his partner, not to his job, to him. Every message, every timestamp, every overlap, along with one sentence. "You weren't special. You were just earlier." She stared at me like she was seeing a stranger. Maybe she was. "He thinks you didn't know," I added calmly. "He built a story where he won." I stood. But stories end. I walked out without slamming the door, without looking back. Control doesn't announce itself. Weeks passed. No dramatic aftermath, no public collapse, just silence. I learned something important in the quiet. I hadn't lost her. I had lost the illusion of closeness. She gave her truth to someone else long before she gave me her goodbye. And now she had neither. I don't hate her. Hate requires investment. What I feel is lighter, sharper, clarity. The last thing I remember is her asking if I would ever forgive her. I didn't answer, because forgiveness implies something is still owed, and I am done collecting debts from people who never paid attention to the cost. I thought I was close to her, but he knew more than I did. Now I know everything, and she knows what it feels like to be the last one invited out.